Welcome to Red-tastic. Story 1. I, 22 male, have a complicated relationship with my family, especially with my stepmother. My dad married her when I was 16 and she came with 2 kids, 14 female and 16 female. From the start, my stepmom never liked me and I could feel the tension between us. Things only got worse when she convinced my dad to move me to the basement of our home. She gave my room to her eldest daughter and the other bedroom to her younger daughter. She also converted the spare bedroom on the floor into a gaming room for all 3 of the kids. But in reality, I was never allowed to use it. The basement was only half done and it was damp and dark. It was a terrible place to live and it gave me nightmares. But no matter how much I complained, my dad never had my back. He just told me to grow up or man up because girls need the comfort of a nice room. At 18, I was forced to move out by my stepmom because she wanted a perfect life, with a perfect little family, and I was not a part of that, obviously. I didn't have much savings, just what I had made from selling my designs in an online shop over the past few years. Unfortunately, my dad's remarriage had taken a toll on my grades, and I didn't get a scholarship to college. So the only option going forward was to go to community college instead. I went low contact with my family and only visited during holidays. I budgeted like crazy and lived on limited funds as I knew I would receive no financial support from my dad no matter how hard things got. Life was rough and I continued to create digital art and sell it on my online shop. It was never a huge profit, but I was making a decent living. But then, due to the pandemic, my shop boomed and I started making nearly $300,000 in profit over the last 2 years, which is crazy considering I was making pennies before that. I saved nearly all of it and planned to hire a financial advisor once I hit 1 million. During this time, I also treated myself a bit. I bought a used car in good condition and some designer items too. Nothing too fancy, but just to treat myself for my hard work because there was nobody else to celebrate me or my success. Recently, during the Christmas holiday, I visited my dad and stepfamily as usual. I don't know how, but my stepmom got wind of my newfound wealth. I wasn't wearing anything designer or didn't go in my car, but I guess the intuition of a cold, calculating person. She was noticeably cold and preoccupied during my stay. 2 weeks after I returned home, my dad called me and asked for $6,000. I was shocked. He said they had enrolled the stepkids in private school last year and were now falling behind on tuition fees. I declined, telling him that I didn't have that kind of money. My dad went silent for a minute and then accused me of lying and said they knew I had enough money to spare on my sister's education. I was shocked and declined again, telling him that even if I did have that kind of money, I wouldn't give it to them. I hung up immediately after that before he started rambling again. Today, I received a long message from my eldest stepsister asking why I hate them so much. She said she always considered me her brother and couldn't understand why I wouldn't help my own family during tough times. Now, I can't help but wonder if I'm the asshole in this situation. I don't hate my stepsisters, but I feel like I've been taken advantage of my entire life. My stepmom never liked me, and my dad always sided with her. I was forced to live in the basement and treated like a burden. And now that I've finally made a success for myself, they want to take advantage of it. I don't know how to feel. Am I really the a-hole here? Update. I decided to reply to my stepsister after reading all the comments on my post. I wanted to set the record straight and let her know exactly how I feel. I reminded her of the hard life I was forced to live in the basement while she and her sister enjoyed a comfortable life upstairs. I asked her if she ever thought about me living in that dark and damp basement while she was playing games in the warm and comfortable gaming room. I wondered why neither of them ever acknowledged me while I lived with them if they really did consider me their brother. I was straightforward with her and told her that I don't care about her education, in the same way they didn't give a damn about mine. I explained that I earn so much money now that I can easily pay for both of their annual fees in one sitting. But I would rather burn that money. I wanted her to know that I'm not going to be swayed by her pleas for help. It's been radio silence since then. I haven't heard back from either my stepsister or my dad. I'm not surprised though. I think I made it clear that I'm not going to be pushed around anymore. My hard work and perseverance have paid off, and I'm not going to let anyone take advantage. Not the a-hole, OP. I'm very happy you're doing well financially now. You must have suffered a lot. And I can't help but wonder if your stepsisters acknowledged you as their brother back then. I bet they didn't. To them, you were just the kid from their stepdad. I bet they totally said nothing when their mother treated you badly. So, in short, they don't deserve anything from you. You owe them nothing. Same goes for your dad. You don't ignore and treat your kid badly just because you remarried. I don't understand why people don't get that. He has no right to your money. I'm still surprised you go see them during the holidays. They hurt you, and until they apologize and make it up to you, they don't deserve to be called your family, and they definitely don't deserve any part of your money. Invest and spend wisely. Take care, OP. Story 2. This is a throwaway account as I have family on Reddit, and this caused a huge deal. The event happened in November. It was my older sister's birthday party. I am 29 male with one sister who is 32. 32nd birthday party. The short version of the background is that when I was 15, my parents got divorced. It turned out my dad was having an affair and got a woman pregnant. My dad lied to us and said he would have nothing to do with the child if the family would stay together. 2 months later, he told me that the mother of the child was not going to have it. Second lie. About a year passed when we found out about these lies and that the child was born. My mom immediately served him divorce papers. The divorce was really messy. My mom went into a horrible depression and was a heavy drinker for the next decade before checking into rehab. She came out successful and she has been doing really well ever since. She remarried a great guy and we have a great relationship with his family. Even though I was in my mid-20s, when I met him, I joke around calling him Dad, and he loves it. He's always wanted a son and has 4 daughters, all very nice as well. As for my dad, my sister and I stopped talking to him for what he did to our mom and breaking up the family. We are still close with this side of the family, however. Last Christmas, my dad's sister had told my mom that he was in deep depression and had lost his job. My mom, out of the kindness in her heart, encouraged my sister and I to reach out to him. We did, and we slowly started talking again over the year. He was honest and told us that his mistress was an addict and was going to lose the kid to system. He told us how he took the kid in 3 years ago to avoid that fate, and has been raising her ever since. She is 14. We agreed to keep in contact with our dad, but we did not want to have any contact with the child. He respected it at first, but then it got really pushy for us to at least meet. My sister and I both firmly said no. So this brings us to last November. I was hosting a party for my sister's birthday with Dad's side of the family. We invited him and were thrilled to come. It got out before my dad arrived that he was going to bring his daughter. My sister and I were having none of it. I waited on the porch for 20 minutes for my dad to show up and told him off. I told him that they were not welcome here and we were not going to accept our half-sister. She started crying and my dad left. I went back inside where the family was fighting. Half of the guests thought my dad was the a-hole, the other half thought my sister and I were. The party went on awkwardly for a while before everyone left. Since then, I haven't spoken to my dad after a brief phone call later that night. My sister and I also have barely talked to my dad's side of the family since that day. OP, everyone sucks here, except the kid. You can feel how you want to feel about your dad. Hell, you can even feel how you want to feel about the girl who is a child and a victim in something beyond her control. But would it have killed you to be just the tiniest bit gracious or compassionate to the girl? Not even because your sister, but because she is a child dragged into a situation she had no hand in making, and you are a grown-ass adult punishing a girl because your asshole father who is also her asshole father, effed up. You let someone with less agency than you take a bullet in the firefight between you and your dad. You suck and he sucks for bringing her into the situation to begin with.